the school to prison pipeline is real. And as a dean of students, which is what I finished up I worked 22 plus years. I was a dean of students for the last 9, and that is very real. I once got written up because I refused to suspend a student. I was told by the principal, who will remain nameless, "Why are you spending so much time talking to that young man?" I said, "Because I can reach him. And me and him have a good relationship. I don't care. Suspend him. Because I don't want those numbers. I don't want his behavior on our books," meaning that the more he gets in trouble, the more those numbers count. They're called occurrences. So she literally was like, "He's going to end up in jail anyway, so we don't have to worry about that." Now, this is a principle of a school that says we don't have to worry about a young individual, a young man whose future has not been determined yet, or has it? Because if you just do the research, now people can argue it, but there is a clear, researchable connection to young dropouts and people who are suspended often and entering prison at younger ages. There is a clear connection to those who do not do well in school with ending up in prison because there is no alternatives. Now, if you want to talk about how the system has changed, we have removed VOTEC. So there are really not as many VOTEC schools where you can learn hands-on trades while in school to be able to finish school and literally go to work. That has been removed. We have removed arts programs from the majority of schools in urban environments. So that avenue has been removed from a lot of students. So if academia is not the strength of many of the students in some of these schools, then where are you actually leading them to when you've taken away some of the other avenues that used to be there in school, like woodshop? Not there. I'm old enough that when I went to school, you had home ec. That's not there. Art is not there. Music is not a thing in many schools. And in some schools, you're barely having physical education and health education, which in New York City, it is required to be 5 days a week. I argue with anybody who's in New York City to show me that they're having gym 5 days a week. Not happening. You're having it once, maybe twice, and then they may flip it that you don't have gym and have health. So then where's the kid actually getting the physical fitness part of it? So now you've taken away all those avenues. So when the kid fails, why are we shocked when they end up in the prison industrial complex?
It almost seems like the default, and then something that kind of compounds with that too. And, I just only speak on this because, we're both Black men. Mm-hmm. And I feel like it's something that I noticed in the community where you talked about the school to prison pipeline, but it reminded me of a term I heard called the rap to prison pipeline. That's, I guess, kind of got a similar function. You can say to that. I'm not going to get into like all the details of that, but I know one of the things that's promoted in, like a lot of the music, and then even in like Black masculinity, at least in poverty, it kind of aligns with some of these same things, as if it's like making it to where, that's going to be the majority of, I guess, the result for the majority, if that makes sense.
Oh, no, it makes a lot of sense. Just ask you. I always tell folks, I don't just speak off the top of my head. I try to bring facts to the table because it takes away from conjecture. Mm-hmm. Let's look at the outcome. Why do these large music corporations invest millions
in private prisons?
Black prison type language.